What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Hot Mic here on the John Rocha channel. I am John Rocha, joined as always by my co-host, the stunning and ever-present and scoop-breaking Jeff Sneider himself, the Insnider. How are you, Jeff?
Hello, Johnny boy!
What is the one behind you? What is that poster? One of the top 10 films of the year.
That is Patriots Day. The movie, exactly the movie that America needs right now. We need to band together against these terrorists.
Yes, totally. We need Mark Wahlberg in an amalgamated character roaming through it, being the Forrest Gump of the Boston bombing.
Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross scores. While, yeah, I mean, come on, great movie.
I like this idea. I like the idea. Well, welcome everybody.
You know what the best part of that movie is, John?
Ooh, what?
Paul Dano's not in it. That's sack of shit. He ruined my Thanksgiving. He almost ruined my life.
Yes, I'm sure Tarantino was happy that Paul Dano wasn't in it, and we are going to get into that story a little bit later here on the show for sure. We got so much to talk about. Thank you guys so much for making the adjustment and joining us at 9 a.m. PT, 12 o'clock ET there where Jeff is. But, of course, Jeff's still traveling, so we had to adjust the time. But we got so much to get into here with what's going on with WB, the Batman Part 2 stuff, some director news, some reviews, reactions, all kinds of stuff happening here on the channel. Of course, sending in your Streamlabs and Super Chats is a very good way to support the channel. Some of you watch later. You can always hit that thanks button and send in some support as well for all the work we do here on the show. But, Jeff, we got so much to get into. First, let's do this. How was your Thanksgiving? Did you have a good time with your family? How was the process?
Yes, had a lovely holiday. Had a couple biscuits and some brownies. So that was my Thanksgiving meal. Great to see my little baby nieces. They're so cute. And just catch up with old friends and my bros.
Did you take them out to Zootopia 2 or anything like that? Or do your nieces, you like to take them?
Zootopia 2, they were animals themselves. Took them to McDonald's. They got Judy Hopps and their Happy Meals.
Nice. Judy Hopps. That's great. All right. Well, I had to turn the light on a little bit. All right, let's get into this. First, let's get into this story before we get going into the big ones. This just broke just a little bit ago here, Jeff, but apparently Vin Diesel is set to star and write the Rock'em Sock'em Robots movie for Mattel and Universal. The upcoming live-action film will bring the boxing game and its characters, Red Rocker and Blue Bomber, to life on the big screen. This is according to Deadline. Robbie Brenner, president of Mattel Studios and the chief content officer, said Vin is a powerhouse storyteller with an unmatched understanding of action, heart, and world building. His creative vision for Rock'em Sock'em Robots is bold, human, and deeply cinematic, exactly the kind of storytelling we love at Mattel Studios. Jeff, is this where Vin Diesel needs to be going? Rock'em Sock'em Robots? Or is this a money play for Vin to stay relevant in the franchise?
I mean, is this the bid for relevancy? Is Rock'em Sock'em Robots a game that my grandfather used to play?
How dare you? I played Rock'em Sock'em Robots anyway. Yes.
I don't really get it because we've seen fighting robots and that kind of stuff before.
Yes, right.
It makes sense that Vin would take control of this project and take the reins and be like, all right, I'm not waiting around for a writer's take or to do this or that. I'm just going to write it myself and bully ball it, bulldoze his way to the big screen.
Yeah, but has Vin this is not like Sylvester Stallone, right? The Rocky movies, right? I don't think Vin. I'm going to look it up right now. I don't think Vin has written many movies, has he? I don't even know if he has a credit as a writer. I'm looking at IMDb.com. I don't see any. Oh, wait. 4 writing projects. The Ropes, Los Bandoleros, Strays, and Multifacial. That is the only thing he is credited for as a writer. And all of them are 2012 or
yeah, but listen, every script that he does, is passing through his hands and he does his little, take his polish, whatever. So it's just another way to get another salary, really.
I suppose so. But Mattel is doing this now, right, Jeff? They're exploring, making all these. I mean, ever since Barbie, like they want to do everything.
You lead with your best foot forward with Barbie, and then Barbie does 1.5 billion, and you think that everything that we do is going to turn to gold. And here's the 8-Ball movie, and here all this stuff, and some of it may work. I think if you have an inspired take, like that Barney movie could end up working. But I think a bunch of these are probably going to fall flat on their face, and we'll see if Rock'em Sock'em Robots ever even happens.
It's an interesting decision where he's at in his career right now to go and do that. But yeah, we'll see where it goes with that. All right, well, let's jump into some of the big news here that happened recently here. Let's get into this. This is breaking just right now, Jeff. This is some controversy going on here with the Paramount WB bid. Apparently, Paramount has issued a sternly worded letter to WB. This was issued to the board of the studio. It hopes to acquire, questioning if the David Zaslav-led company is, quote, overseeing a tilted and unfair process. Several U.S. media outlets have reported on enthusiasm by WB management for a transaction with Netflix, and on statements by management that a transaction between WBD and Netflix would be a, quote, slam dunk, while also referring to Paramount's bid in a negative light. Additional reporting since the submission of revised bids, this is all from the letter, by the way, on December 1st, has indicated that WBD's board has really warmed to a transaction with Netflix due to the chemistry between the management of WBD and Netflix. And also, the letter also appears to suggest that WB management may be finding more favorable options for post-sale employment with other suitors. Jeff, this is a lot of crybabying, in my opinion, over this situation because they think they might be losing and they're falling back on the old tropes. The media. What are your thoughts on this, man?
Media. Way. Guys, you know what the media did?
What did the media do?
The media told you that Paramount was getting the studio, didn't they?
Yes, over and over again.
And was there any reporter out there, the one that you can think of, who said, are we sure about this? I know one man who was brave enough to stand alone.
Yes.
That man is me. You're looking at
it. It was just
listen. Yes, this is big time sour grapes. And the reason that you got this letter is because they feel it. They feel it slipping away. They feel Netflix coming on.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, again, I still don't understand why Comcast is just like a fucking afterthought in all of this.
Yes, true.
I just asked somebody before the show, and they said, it's not enough money. They just don't have the resources that the other two do.
Right.
Even though I think, Universal kind of needs this acquisition more than anybody. I mean, Paramount needs it too. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
It's almost like, again, in sports where you're making like a deal to set up the other deal, but then if that second deal doesn't happen, you're like, oh shit, like now I just have a failing movie studio, essentially. I mean, kudos to Ellison on all the moves that he's made, and I do like, the talent that he's bringing in.
Sure.
Last night I saw him sign a deal with Jon M Chu.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, but I think that this whole process, again, is completely up in the air. Don't believe anything you read. Don't believe anything that Charles Gasparino of the New York Post is tweeting. I mean, that guy's working hard on all this, but like, it's all just gobbledygook. If you listen to Puck, I listened to his podcast last night, Bellany.
Yeah.
He's all over the place now. All of a sudden now it's, someone could come in over the top. Right? It could be overseas money. It could be the Saudi people would be like, all right, I've got $100 billion to spend. He's also like, and this is a real possibility that Jamie and I have discussed ad nauseum.
Yeah.
Haven't really wanted to come out and say it yet, but like, they may not sell.
Yeah. It's very possible this kind of interest, they may not sell. But I mean, I think that's a very small possibility because Zaslav was hired. We know this, Jeff. You've talked about this as well. Like, he was hired to basically prep Warner Brothers to be ready to be sold. Sure. So it would be shocking if they all of a sudden did a reverse turn. But then again, they're on a run right now. And you know how recency bias works with people.
Or John could be like, now's not the right time. We don't know right now. What stock is up, John? Is it Warner Brothers? Yes.
Exactly.
Warner Brothers stock is up. You know whose stock is down? Larry Ellison's stock.
Yeah.
At Oracle.
Yeah.
So, and Netflix's stock is also down because their subscribers, or their shareholders
Right.
Probably don't want them to get into the theatrical space. It's like, stick to your model, like, right? Like, that's what's working. Why would you want to go get Warner Brothers? So a lot of things are in play. There's not selling. There's, someone over the top. There's foreign money. I think it's early. And I think that Warner Brothers needs to just get to April to when they split, and then we'll see what we can get. I don't understand what the rush is.
Yeah, I think you're right by saying the reporting, even from credible sources like Matt over there at Buck News, are all over the place now, because it seems like the bids are coming fast and furious. There's apparently a third round of bids that's supposedly in the works now with all this stuff. And you've got them all scrambling to find money from all of these different places, right? Netflix has apparently offered an almost all cash bid. Then you've got Paramount roping in 3 different Middle Eastern companies or organizations to fund this. It's funny how they're going to get that money to fund it, but somehow it's a fixed process. But you see that, and then Comcast, as you said, is kind of like the forgotten child over here, who's just quietly playing it out and looking how things are going. And they may make some surprise bid, and who knows? As you said, the over the top bid could come in through as well. But the fact is, it's all over the place now, because I think also the board itself is maybe all over the place on all of this. And they're claiming, Paramount is through this letter, that they have sources within WB that are telling them this process is being tilted towards or slanted towards Netflix. So clearly there's probably people on the board who are sliding information or leaking information to Ellison's over there because they either align with them politically, or they want them to take over and want that money, or just like them, have worked with them before and want to help the Ellisons get WB. So there's a lot of moving pieces to all of this. So I hear you that nothing should be taken as written in stone right now, because everything is just so in flux in the way it's all moving. And then you throw in, I know you mentioned the New York Post reporter, but we got to talk about it. You throw in his reporting that the Trump administration is apparently, if Netflix wins this bidding process, is going to launch a years-long investigation into Netflix to essentially delay them getting WB through antitrust lawsuits. So there's a whole lot of shit go all the way to the top of the presidency, for God's sake.
Fear-mongering, right? Like, that's what Gasparino's doing. He's being like, well, don't even bother Netflix, because it's not, you're just going to get caught up in red tape for 2 years. Just let Paramount have this.
That's a good point, because the New York Post is a very conservative, Trump-loving paper. That's a good point.
Acting on behalf of the Ellisons.
Yeah.
I think that there's a real concern right now about, the Ellisons getting their hands on CNN and then using that to do Trump's bidding, essentially.
Yeah, which is what I said when this thing was first announced, when it broke on our show a few weeks ago, that CNN is something they want to. I mean, we're seeing Bari Weiss doing all of that at CBS. Dave Portnoy, let's talk about this. Let's ignore your other stuff, or let's get Erica Kirk for a town hall meeting. So you see that when they get in charge, they do skew or slant the news in a certain way. So it's not an unfounded fear to have.
Wouldn't it be so crazy if, like, after all of this, it's like the real pursuit is about the news?
That would be.
Just want to control it. They don't care about the library. They don't care about these studios. They don't care about the lot. They just care about controlling the news, which we've been led to believe for all these years is not important and going downhill. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. That's the money losers, right? The loss leaders or whatever you had for all of this. So,
Mana Malecki, I'm not acting as if it's a supernatural thing that Paramount, I mean, they could very well win it. I'm not going to fight against Ellison. What I had an issue with was the initial reporting, which just basically said it's a done deal.
Right.
I'm like, wait, what? No, it's not.
You're pushing back on the fact that people have just been accepting it, that Paramount's going to have it because they think Ellison gets. I mean, even Christian said this on his show when we talked about it a week or two ago, that Ellison gets whatever he wants. But I think this letter is an indication, as you said, that they feel like they're going to lose this thing, and they're already logging the whole the voting machines are fixed, or whatever nonsense these people come up with whenever they lose something, because they can't accept taking an L. It's no longer prideful to take a loss. There always has to be some other outside nefarious force that is affecting my ability to win something. And I think this is I think it's childish. I think it's fucking immature as hell to not be able to take an L and just go, oh, you know what? We didn't get it this time around. It's the way it goes sometimes. And so instead it's crybaby shit. This looks bad. If I'm connected to this studio. If I'm Jon M Chu and I just signed a 3-picture deal, and my studio here whining like a baby because they didn't get another studio, I don't know how good I'd feel about working in a place like that. I mean, the paycheck would be fine, I guess, but I'd have issues with it.
Yeah. I don't know. This just seems to be the story that like the media and all of Hollywood is obsessed with.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like kind of boring.
You think this story is boring? What?
Yeah, I'm just like, like it's all just posturing right now. It's just like calling you when it happens. Because
I hear you.
Again, when you look at the people who break news typically on any given day, and then the people who break the news around this particular topic, it's just so clear everybody's being fed and manipulated and like spun essentially.
Yeah. No, it's a good point. Like the people using the media to push their narratives here. But what? And by the way, I should say this: the WBD responded to the letter. What did they say here? Oh, they said that please be assured that the WBD board attends to its fiduciary obligations with the utmost care, and that they have fully and robustly complied with them and will continue to do so. So they have responded to the letter that nothing nefarious is happening. But
we're all above board. Everything's fair.
Yeah, but also it's Hollywood, motherfuckers. Like it's not going to be like, well, we did everything by the book. We followed it. It's who you know. And if Zaslav and Sarandos have a good relationship, guess what? That does factor into the whole situation. Could be the reason this all goes down. It's no different than thinking Ellison and Zaslav are aligned politically, so they have the advantage. So it's just the way it's all going to go down. And I think something we talked about earlier, Jeff, as well, is the WBD board is going to have a stronger say on all of this stuff. So we'll see how that plays out. All right. Anything more? Or shall we move on from this boring topic? All right. Let's move on to this one. As if we haven't just finished talking about something big and heated. Let's get into this, man. Scarlett Johansson. This is legitimately happening, Jeff. ScarJo, and you know this because you've written about it in the new Sneider newsletter, which is up now for you all to read as well. After spending almost a decade at the MCU, ScarJo is in final negotiations with the studio. This was reported in a number of locations, including Nexus Point News and Deadline. With the studio, with WB and director Matt Reeves for one of the new roles in the Batman Part 2. Johansson has been busy getting her affairs in order for her 2026 shooting schedule after having come on the new Exorcist film for Blumhouse and Mike Flanagan. And Jeff, you reported today, and if you want to speak on your report here, that Emma Stone was apparently the first person who they looked at for this, but she turned it down. And then ScarJo came in, but only after figuring out her schedule. So what more do you know about this? What more can you say on this?
All right, guys, let's dive in, right? I mean, listen, we love Christian Harloff. Christian Harloff's show is great, but Christian
is it happening?
Show is not going to have this segment.
That's true.
Have right now. No one on the internet's going to have this segment.
Break it down.
Me and Johnny, boy, right here. So the Scarlett Johansson news definitely caught me off guard yesterday. I was surprised by it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as it so happens, I shouldn't have been all that surprised because apparently it's been in the works for a little bit. As I reported today, this is all based on the calls that I made yesterday and last night. Emma Stone was offered this role first.
Wow.
And that makes sense. She's a 2-time Oscar winner. She's the first person they looked at for Sue Storm. Like that is, if you're looking for a 35-year-old actress, you're not really going to do a lot better than Emma Stone.
Right.
She opens movies too. I think that she's probably bigger than people like, Margot and Jennifer Lawrence. The thing is that Emma Stone, I'm told, is in the headspace of I'm the best actor in the world, and I can be very picky about my projects.
What?
If you really want to do this movie, I want my full fee, which is probably what she said about Fantastic Four. I want the $20 million per movie that I make. And it's not that I don't think the Batman can't afford that $20 million, but that's, you're not looking to, I don't even think Pattinson's probably making $20 million for the Batman, right? I
don't know. Maybe.
You don't need giant stars. What sells the movie is Batman.
Right. The characters. Yeah.
Paul Dano is not like a giant star here, or even Colin Farrell's not like a big movie star who opens movies. So it's not about that. So you're trying to keep costs down if you're Warner Brothers and not just like load this thing up with $20 million salaries.
Right.
And what I'd heard last night was that, and I don't have this confirmed, but what I'd heard is that I think ScarJo is taking less money up front, and she's getting points on the back end. So she's betting on the success of this sequel, which I think is smart.
She's pulling an RDJ.
I mean, she's a smart businesswoman, right? So that, and also, so it was all about like balancing The Exorcist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like she was in talks for Exorcist, and I'm told she really likes Mike Flanagan's take on that. Yeah. And everyone assumed that Emma Stone was going to end up doing Batman. So when she passed, Scarlett was like, "Oh shit, that role's available?
Wow.
Go get it for me." Right?
Wow.
She told her reps, go chase this and pursue it aggressively and do whatever it takes. Okay. Like, so they figured, like, it took a while to figure out the Exorcist schedule because they're shooting, there is some overlap there. Right. Jesus! Oh my God! Fuck! Ah! French 75, baby! What up, Rocha? That's my brother!
Amazing.
Holy shit. A Jon Sneider tornado.
That was amazing. That was amazing. Somebody clip that out. That was amazing.
I made this sweatshirt. Oh my God.
Look at that. Yeah, I love it.
I thought that was my dad coming in. I was like, Dad, I told you I'm taping. Wow.
Woo.
He told me this morning he wasn't going to be able to do it. Got me.
Oh man, I thought we were watching some Madden. I thought we were watching a real like attack. That was amazing.
Holy shit! All right.
Sneider attacked for his ScarJo Johansson take.
Whew. I thought DC snipers like were gonna come in and take me out.
I was a member of ScarJo's team. What the fuck? Anyway, yeah.
Like he knocked over the tea. The tea is everywhere.
Oh no!
This white carpet is totally stained. I don't give a fuck. It's not my house. Holy shit! All right.
All right.
Where was I?
You were talking about Emma Stone.
This wasn't the only time that Scarlett took a role that someone else had been offered first. Because it happened on Exorcist too, I heard, in making the calls last night.
Oh, wow.
So apparently Flanagan went to Angelina Jolie.
Really? Jolie?
Because she's been looking for a big comeback vehicle.
I could see that.
But she's being very careful about it after Eternals. She's like, I'm not just going to go do any big movie because it can really hurt. And then I know Universal also looked at Charlize, who they love. You know, they've always
for Exorcist?
For Exorcist.
Wow.
Yeah. But they ended up going with Scarlett, who's their star of their Jurassic franchise and their Sing franchise, and they know she can open a movie because she opened Lucy a decade ago.
Right.
They've loved Scarlett Johansson since Lucy. Right. So anyway, Scarlett got that shit figured out. Only in the last week, and then what was interesting was just like the way that the reports sprang up. So where did you first see the story, John?
Nexus Point News on Twitter.
I first saw it on Nexus Point News as well.
Yeah.
But apparently Giant Freaking Robot had done it like an hour earlier.
Oh, okay.
I just don't know if nobody noticed or people didn't think it was real or what.
Right.
And then Deadline comes in over the top and legitimizes it. And they say that she's probably, going to be playing a villain. So now let's talk about the role a little bit, John.
Okay, let's do it.
So, I mean, I've heard it's a villain. She could present herself at first as a romantic interest. I don't know.
Right.
But it will ultimately be revealed to be villainous in nature. I said it's not going to be Poison Ivy.
Right. Are you all right?
I'm fine. I said it's not going to be Poison Ivy because Reeves has come out and said that it's going to be a brand new, like someone who we haven't seen in live action before.
Right.
So that rules her out.
It also rules out Vicky Vale, which is who Kim Basinger played in the first movie, in the 89 Batman. We've seen that already.
I suppose. I mean, she wasn't really a villain in that movie.
No, but I mean, if they wanted to play with what
she's been a character before in live action.
Yeah.
I never really got Vicky Vale vibes. Plus, I mean, they're already So what people are thinking that it's what is it, the Phantasm?
Yeah, Andrea Beaumont from Mask of the Phantasm. Yeah, but I mean, I guess that qualifies in that we've never seen that live action, but it certainly was a theatrical release, even though it was an animated film. So I guess
I don't know. I don't have the Reeves quote in front of me, but I think he said live action.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah,
which I think is a very specific term.
Good point.
That kind of implies that it's been done in animation before.
Good point. Yeah.
What is the other popular fan theory?
Julie Madison is another one that they were considering.
Who is that? Is she? Does she have relation to the Court of Owls or something?
Yes. Yeah. That's another one. Oh, here, hold on. Let me see. Well, because I know there was another. Andrea Beaumont is a possibility as well, because that could be part of the Court of Owls. So there's a number of people that could be in play right now for her, for sure. So yeah,
I'll put it this way: I don't know if it helps you figure out the role based on the fact that it was offered to Emma Stone first. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
If does Beaumont have red hair? I don't know. Like,
I hear. I mean, there was people talk. Yeah, Julie Madison has red hair, so it could be Julie Madison, which is why people were thinking of maybe thought that if Emma Stone was going to be in it, like you just said, it could be that. But Elle Macpherson played her in a really small scene in the Batman and Robin film from '97, so it might not be Julie Madison. Although I think you can get away with it, because who the fuck remembers Elle Macpherson in that film?
Julie, like, you're talking about characters, and it's like Julie, okay, but Elle Macpherson wasn't really like a villain in that movie.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So yeah, she may have played a character of the same name, but like you've never seen that villain on screen, really.
Yeah.
I mean, the chat could be right. It could be a gender swapped character. I have no idea what Matt Reeves is cooking up.
So here's who comicbookmovie.com speculates. It could be a gender switch with Hush. It could be that she plays Tammy instead of Tommy. And that would be interesting, but people would be upset about that. But I think ScarJo could get away with a gender switch. It's if you make a color switch. Like if she was coming in to replace Zoe, who is not coming back, which you talked about months ago on our channel back in August on our show. If she was coming in to play Catwoman, I think there would be controversy there. But switching over from Tommy to Tammy, I don't think would be a big deal because people love ScarJo. Also, Gilda Dent is a possibility as a part. She was, I think, the wife of Harvey Dent, so that could be interesting. What if she becomes Harvey Dent? I don't know. And Silver St. Cloud is another possibility, but I think that's a way deep cut from the 1970s for her. She's a Gotham City socialite who becomes romantically involved with Batman or with Bruce Wayne, and then figures out that he is Batman. So possibilities there, but not a lot of villains on that list. So
yeah, listen, I don't know what the role is other than I think that Scarlett Johansson has played the hero a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And she's looking to show off a darker side of herself.
Well, what does this tell you though? Like, this means she's dead for Marvel, right? A lot of people were speculating she might come back in Secret Wars as Black Widow or in Doomsday. Do you think that's done?
I have no idea, because they, sure, she could come back for a 2-second cameo. I have no fucking idea. But this does seem to be a kind of deliberate finger in the eye.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's an open role in a DC movie that's not part of this fucking universe, but like I get to be in like a super dark Batman movie from Matt Reeves. Like, get me that role because I really want to stick it to Marvel. It's just that's what it seems like to me.
Yeah, especially because of that lawsuit that went on over her stuff and her money there with the Black Widow situation. So it may be her way of being like, I'll work with you if you have to, but I'll happily move on. So what does this tell you about this? This is a fascinating thing. Matt Reeves has got Scarlett Johansson to be in the Batman Part 2. Like, Jeff, does this lead to any kind of power play here between Gunn and Reeves and this whole stuff being in flux right now with WB? Like, how do you read this? That he's got Scarlett Johansson? Like, Gunn has a guy we don't know in Clayface. We do get Millie Alcock, but she's still just kind of.
And we're talking about Clace Bang for
Brainiac. Yeah,
Brainiac and Man of Tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I think that talent in general really wants to work with Matt Reeves.
Yes,
I think talent in general really wants to be in Batman movies.
Yeah.
Batman's your best fucking character. What do you want me to say?
That's what it feels like to me. Like certain level of actors are attracted to Matt Reeves stuff, and certain level actors are attracted to the Gunn stuff. It seems like. And look, there's nothing against Sam Rockwell or who else? Matt Smith, which would be so unimaginative.
But Matt Smith, he's doing the same fucking thing in Star Wars right now.
Yeah, true. And he just did it in Mobius a year or two ago. So, and nobody knows who Clace Bang is unless you've seen the first season of Bad Sisters or the Frankenstein show or Dracula show that he was on.
It may not be about, I need to recognize who this person is. You know, we're just going to cover him in makeup and prosthetics anyways. So it just has to be somebody menacing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was an interesting report, I thought, for Man of Tomorrow. But listen, this is I think it's a casting coup. Scarlett Johansson is a bankable female lead, way more bankable than Zoe Kravitz.
I agree. So talk about that, because you talked about it months ago.
We talked about it months ago, John? Because I saw it was making news the other day. Nobody believed what we said. Nobody ever believes.
Nobody ever believes. Right. I mean, the thing is, that's what I'm wondering about, because, I mean, this whole thing, what does it lead to with Zoe? Maybe we should play the clip. We should play the clip real quick. I won't play too much of it, but I'll play the clip and we'll be on the screen here. But this is Jeff C. Have you got anything, Jeff?
I've got a little something.
Oh, please bring it on. What do you got?
So last week or whenever, there was a junket.
Yes.
For a movie called Caught Stealing.
Yeah, with Austin Butler, right?
Darren Aronofsky. And apparently, I have spies all over, John.
I know you do.
One of my spies was doing interviews at this junket.
Ooh.
And apparently, the representatives for Zoe Kravitz or whatever, whether it's the movie or just for Zoe Kravitz, they instructed the press, don't ask Zoe any questions about the Batman Part 2. She's not in it, and she doesn't know anything.
Whoa! Boom. There you go. So you totally said it months ago in August, and apparently it's news now all of a sudden.
It's just crazy to me the way people I break the Eric Messerschmidt thing, and then that gets confirmed. By the way, we haven't even talked about that.
Moving on to that next. Sure.
A great choice, right?
Yeah.
Guy is a very talented cinematographer, and if you got to replace Greg Fraser, I don't think that you can really do much better than Messerschmidt. But it's like, people are like, oh shit, Matt Reeves confirmed Messerschmidt. I guess Jeff Sneider was telling the truth about everything else. Guys, I'm always telling the truth. As far as I heard this from someone who I trust and may have, a possibility of knowing things early.
Right.
Does it automatically mean that Oscar Isaac is in the Batman 2? No, it doesn't, because that's not what I said. I said he was just being looked at. They called his agent and asked, hey, is Oscar even available during the time that we're shooting this movie? That's all that was. And then the Robin thing, right? Oh, Messerschmidt's confirmed. Does this mean Robin's in Batman? I don't know. I haven't read the script. All I'm saying is I spoke to someone who seemed to have some knowledge of it, and they intimated that the character or a version of the character pops up. So I don't know. That was kind of like infuriating over the past couple days. Like he's right about this, so that means everything else, or we should have listened. I don't know. People are driving me crazy on the internet. Like the thought processes. I can't understand people. And even last night when I'm like, so it's not going to be Poison Ivy. People are like, so I guess that means it's Poison Ivy. I just want to shoot these people. I'm sorry.
No.
Saying that, but I just want you to be off the planet.
No. They're just jealous of what you do, man. And I know some of them may be crying about it now when I say that, but it's true. They don't get to break news. They have no sources. They're sitting in their, in their basement or in their 1-bedroom apartment crying about something, and they're just jealous that they can't be part of this stuff. And so they have to take down people that are above them, and you are above them, because they need to feel superior momentarily in that moment because they don't have any control of their lives. They don't have any power in their lives. And so their only thing that makes them feel any sense of power is going anonymously on the internet to try to attack people who are successful at what they do because they're not successful at what they do.
Anyways, I don't know what else is there to say about Batman.
Well, what else do I have here? Oh, yeah. So do you think Zoe's done? Do you think she won't come back at all? Or was it just for this movie?
I think it's just this movie.
Okay.
She could come back for part 3 if there's a part 3. I have no idea. I mean,
right.
In fact, what drove me crazy this week was when they were talking about Zach Kreger.
Yes. Let's talk about that.
Josh Greenstein or whatever.
Yeah.
Flew to Prague to the set of Resident Evil to talk to Kreger because they, obviously like Kreger and want to sign him to some kind of deal.
Right.
And Kreger's like, well, I'm really big on this DC script that I wrote, which is, the aforementioned Henchman project.
Yeah.
And he's talking to Greenstein about it. Like Greenstein, it's just a done deal. Again, that Paramount's going to take over Warner. Imagine this, you're pitching your DC movie to the head of another studio who you think it just seems so rude.
Well, but apparently I got to write a letter because the process is skewed in one direction. Meanwhile, you're out here possibly already having conversations with people you want to
for DC movie. It's what are you doing, Greenstein?
Yeah.
Is that supposed to make you look good?
Yeah.
You're going to be the person who comes in and destroys, you got to pitch me now. I'm Josh Greenstein instead of James Gunn and Peter Safran, who, again, we have our problems with James Gunn, but I think that we are in agreement that he's a good guy to lead this universe.
100%. He should continue leading this universe. Whatever our issues are with some of his answers and some of his non-truths,
different.
Exactly. He should be leading this.
And Superman, while could have been better, and it is flawed, was a good movie.
Yes,
I thought it did its job.
Yeah,
as far as reintroducing the character and everything.
Yeah.
So this idea that Josh Greenstein's now the DC guy, I was like, what?
But this is this is so typical. And I know, Jeff, you don't we don't want to get too political. It's not a political show, but this is so typical of people who get involved in the certain side of things right now. And that is, if I think I'm losing, I'm going to cry about it, but I'm going to break all the rules on my side because I don't, I could do whatever the fuck I want. But if someone tries to do something that I don't like, then they're cheating or it's rigged or whatever, it's slanted. And Greenstein essentially, being part of the Paramount intelligentsia, is part of that kind of mindset of we're going to break the rules, but if you break the rules or we think you're breaking the rules, we're going to cry about it. And this is the kind of mealy-mouthed to two-faced bullshit that I hate to see, because I agree with you. It is unseemly for the head of another a bigwig at another studio to take a meeting and have a conversation and to have that leak out to Bellany over there at Puck News to say the things that he said. And it's just kind of crazy because it's muddying the water. It's essentially playing big balls or bigfooting people. And it's what the fuck are you doing?
That's the thing. It's an exec flies to Prague. Okay, I guess we could find out about that. Someone on the Prague set could be oh, I saw this exec there, and he was talking to Zach. But the details of that meeting, Paramount, I love you. You're always going to be near and dear to my heart, having worked on your lot. And I thank Paramount for inviting me to the Ellison shindig. But it's could you guys maybe tone it down on the leaking to Bellany thing? It's just like a sieve. You're just giving this guy everything. Everything in the newsletter is just written by Paramount PR.
Yeah, exactly.
Because this is Matt's new obsession is the new Prince of Hollywood here.
Yeah.
All of a sudden he cares about Paramount project. The whole thing, it's really something. The whole thing.
Well, listen, we're at 40 minutes into the show. We only have 9 super chats. Come on, people, send in your love, send in your questions, thoughts, and comments. We just talked extensively about the WB situation and about the Batman 2 situation. Send in your questions, thoughts, and comments here on Streamlabs or Super Chat. We'd love to hear from you and get your thoughts on all of it. Jeff, anything more you want to say on this? Or can we move on a little bit? Still stay in DC, but move on to the James Gunn thing with Supergirl. Are you ready to move on to that?
Yeah, move on. What's the Supergirl
So
stuff?
what do you think is going on here? Because it was reported in Forbes, by the way, a financial business magazine and site, that Supergirl cost $200 million to make. They were doing a profile on Millie Alcock, a good read, by the way, quick read profile on Millie Alcock and her journey to become a star of House of the Dragon, then eventually star of Supergirl. And they mentioned that it cost $200 million. Now, James Gunn, without missing a beat, even after he talked about how busy he is all the time, 24/7, found time to go on Twitter and say that not a word of that is true. So what is the truth here? What are your thoughts on it?
I don't know what the truth is because I didn't report the number or whatever, but it seems like a very realistic number to me. I love people who just are like, yeah, that's not the truth. Okay, well, what is the truth? Can you say?
Oh, right. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. You're not going to say. All right, so I'm going to go on believing the Forbes report. 200 million is like, is this supposed to be a really high number that like makes my eyes pop out of my head? Is this what it costs to make a superhero movie these days?
Yeah, especially one set in outer space with a lot of special effects and visuals and all of that. So
we were talking last year about whether this is totally false, totally nonsense, but how Superman cost $363 million.
Right. Yes.
Right.
Yes,
Wasn't that the original thing? And again, with tax rebates, who knows what the final figure fucking came to?
Right.
And that may be the game that James Gunn's playing here. But like, if you're going from 363 to 200,
yeah,
that seems good. That seems like a story you wouldn't mind having out there.
Right.
Like, yeah, you should keep costs down. This is Supergirl. It's not Superman. It's not going to make as much as Superman.
Right.
But
it might. I mean, it might. If it's connected to, sorry, it's going to be connected to Superman. But if you get a Superman appearance, if you get a Brainiac appearance, that's where he gets launched. That could that could inspire people to go and see the movie and maybe make it $600 million. Remember, Captain Marvel made $1 billion because it was between Infinity War and Endgame. So
these are different times in movie going. You can't even compare the two, right?
That's fair.
Yeah, like, and Wonder Woman is going to do much better than Supergirl. I just don't see like people who didn't go see Superman. Nah, that doesn't look interesting to me. Oh, Brainiac is in Supergirl. I got to show up now.
I got to show up.
He's not going to do as well as Superman, which is why it shouldn't cost as much.
Right.
But again, what does James Gunn want us to believe that he made this movie for? $5?
Yeah, good point. Yeah. What do we think? Yeah, exactly. And he didn't come back with a number. And somebody tweeted at me, he's the co-CEO of a studio. He would not be. He would be in trouble with fudging the numbers. It's like, what are you, a child? These happens all the time. Studios cook the books all the fucking time. They know how to cook the books.
It's somebody else cooking, by the way. James Gunn does not have time for that with all that.
Exactly. He's not down here going, $500 for a hammer. He's not doing that kind of
shit. It's not in accounting. It's some other guy's job to do that.
Exactly. All right, let's move on to this, Jeff. Let's talk about your boy. Jeff, you got to come get your boy. You got to come get your boy. Quentin Tarantino is out of control here. He went after Paul Dano on the Bret Easton Ellis podcast. I know you're a big Bret Easton Ellis fan, Jeff. And he said he was talking about it because he listed his top 20 films of the 21st century. And he said There Will Be Blood would have been higher on his list, except for Paul Dano. He said the film would stand a better chance to be number one or number two if it didn't have a big giant flaw in it. And the flaw is Paul Dano. Obviously, it's supposed to be a two-hander. And it's also so drastically obvious that it's not a two-hander. He is weak sauce, man. He's a weak sister. And when Ellison tried to counter by saying, maybe Daniel Day-Lewis overshadowed him, he said, so you put him with the weakest male actor in SAG, the limpest dick in the world. I'm not saying he's giving a terrible performance. I'm saying he's giving a non-entity performance. And then he says, I don't care for him. I don't care for Owen Wilson. And I don't care for Matthew Lillard. So even Owen Wilson and Matt Lillard are catching strays here. Jeff, your thoughts on your boy shooting his mouth off here?
First of all, if you're Matt Lillard, the idea that Quentin Tarantino even knows who you are should make your fucking day.
How dare you?
I love Matt Lillard. I'm a ride or die SLC punk guy, original Scream for life. But I mean, I go back with Matt Lillard to Serial Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt Lillard is lucky to be in this conversation right now.
Yeah.
First of all, I disagree with Quentin. I think Paul Dano is great in There Will Be Blood, and I think in general Paul Dano is a great actor.
Yes, I agree.
That said,
yeah,
this is amazing content, and this is why Quentin is unlike any other and why I respect him so much.
What?
He has actual balls, okay? And he will actually say the crazy shit that runs through his head. Now, every single director has this exact same thought about 3 other actors.
Sure.
Christopher Nolan, I fucking hate Sylvester Stallone. I hate Kevin Costner. I mean, every single guy, every single director could say this.
Right.
But the only one with the balls to say it is Quentin Tarantino. And
well, what you think is balls, I think is stupidity. I don't think it's balls.
Someone asked him a question. What's stupid about it, honestly?
Yeah. Yeah, but he could have just said, well, there's things in the movie that didn't quite work for me, and that's why I put it at number 4.
You know what he sounds like there? He sounds like a fucking YouTube critic. He sounds like a fucking junketeer, just like all these people who go to see the movie right early and they don't love it, but they don't want to say anything bad about it. So they either don't say anything at all, or they're like, you know what? I like the movie, but there are some things that didn't work. But no, Quentin Tarantino is not going to beat around the bush. He doesn't fuck around. Yeah. If he doesn't like a performance or an actor, he's going to say it. And
but I think the extreme nature, calling him a limp dick, saying he's the worst actor in SAG, like this is someone with an axe to cross. There's a way to say, I don't like Paul Dano. I don't like his work. I don't think he's that good of an actor. Great. No problem. We get the point. But to go into the extra insult territory is why this is news, because he went farther than maybe he should have in his description of this whole thing. And it almost feels personal, Jeff. And people already speculated it could be that Paul Dano supported Palestine and Tarantino's a big Israel person. I don't know what the truth is, but like this is where you go, what's going on here? You know?
Like this is it's such a ridiculous argument. Like Quentin Tarantino would actually say that because the guy's pro-Palestinian.
I don't know, dude. People are losing their minds over this stuff. I don't know.
Like this is where everyone just has like that internet brain. Like everything is political. Everything's really about Palestine. Every move you make is really about how you feel about Trump. People are crazy. This like Quentin's like me, and this is why I love him. He cares about movies. That's what he cares about. You don't hear him talking about Trump and all this other shit. Really, He cares about movies, and he doesn't like Paul Dano, and that's fine. If he had said Paul Dano sucks, right? You think that would have been okay because the other stuff was too florid, the language, and too vicious. But that's what makes Quentin a better writer than all of us and makes him interesting to listen to on a podcast. He doesn't just say Paul Dano sucks. He says this guy's a limp dick, weakest actor in SAG. And why is he saying that? I agree with the theories I read on World of Real this week.
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino likes tough guy actors, right?
Yeah.
He likes fucking badasses. Yeah. You ever going to cast Paul Dano as a badass? Last time I saw Paul Dano as a badass, it was on The Studio, right? And that first scene where it's like obviously a big fucking spoof. Paul Dano was great in Ben Stiller's Escape from Dannemora, actually. I thought he was...
he played the villain in The Batman.
He wasn't a... Dude, he's like a twerp with a fucking mask.
Oh, my God. He is... What are you talking? The opening scene is him killing this man and torturing him in front of us. What are you talking about? He is a brutal villain in the movie.
No, he's a pussy, dude. I understand what Quentin Tarantino is getting at. Like, Paul Dano is exactly who you would cast if you were looking to cast like a weak cuckold, basically.
This is the problem. This is the problem. Because this is what I think you and I are differ on this. And this is the Quentin Tarantino is a fucking dork. Okay. For him to talk about, oh, these are the tough guys. I like tough guys. I'm on tough. You're a fucking dork, okay?
Yes.
You're a Paul Dano. You're the Paul Dano of film directors.
Yes,
he is a fucking dork. So
why he casts himself in that role in his movies?
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's the thing. Yeah, he plays. He's a shitty actor. Let's just put that on the table. So him commenting on other actors is beyond.
So what?
So the situation I think it's just untoward to go after someone in such a brutal fashion, and I think it speaks of a personal issue. Like to go that far, man. You know what they talk about when you watch crimes? When they see that someone's been stabbed 76 times, like it's a crime of passion. If someone's been shot once in the head, it's an execution crime. But
No, this is a crime of honesty. People can't handle honesty. The problem with this and what you're upset about, right?
I'm not upset. I'm just passionate.
What you're passionate about is the fact that this went public. It didn't just stay on the podcast where he said it. For the listeners where he said it, it becomes clickbait because of the media, because the media is desperate to turn it into something. Well, the media is the one standing around Tarantino and Dano going, fight, 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 fight. That's what they're doing.
But I'll tell you the difference. Dano hasn't weighed in at all. I think that's amazing. I think that shows class. I think that shows.
And if he does weigh in, he should be like, I'm a huge fan of Quentin Tarantino.
Exactly.
That would be like the ultimate comeback, essentially. Right. But like, the whole thing is, it would be mean, John, if it was true. That's the thing. I think it would be mean if you were picking on fucking Antonio Sabato Jr. or somebody, like someone who sucks.
Right.
Just pointing out that they suck. Paul Dano is a very well-respected actor. He was very, very talented, right? Which kind of makes this funny. But like Tarantino is entitled to it because we all have actors that we don't like, and it's refreshing to hear a director name someone that he doesn't like and doesn't want to work with. And he could change his mind, just like he said on Owen Wilson. I couldn't stand Owen Wilson in this movie. I watched it again. I couldn't take my fucking eyes off Owen Wilson.
Yeah,
that's how life is. Like, don't you wonder why people are cast in movies? It's because the director saw them in something else and sparked to them. And don't you wonder why other actors aren't cast in that movie? It's because the director saw their recent awards film and thought it sucked. They just didn't say it on a podcast. But if they were asked about it by somebody and they were actually being honest, which Quentin refreshingly is, that's the answer you would get.
Yeah, fair. I mean, I'm not going to deny you that he was being honest. I'm certainly, it's clear he was being honest. It just reeks of a personal nature to go that far, in my opinion. And I don't care. I'm not mad because it didn't stay on the podcast. I'm mad he said it. Or I'm upset. Well, I'm not upset. I'm just, it's passionate thing because he said it.
You think it's uncouth.
But I think
it is uncouth.
But a guy who made a reputation of resuscitating careers of actors who've been ridiculed by society, to me, it seems incongruent. He brought back John Travolta when Travolta was considered a joke. He put him in Pulp Fiction because of the Luke Who's Talking films. He's like, this guy shouldn't be ostracized by society. He brought back Robert Forster after he kind of fallen on hard times in the 80s doing some cheesy roles. Go watch Invasion USA. And he brought him back. So even Jackie Brown, who'd been forgotten for such a long, Pam Grier had been forgotten for such a long time, he brought her back in Pam Grier. So to me, to go after an actor when you've done a great job of resuscitating the actors who've been ridiculed or forgotten about, I just think it's incongruent in a mindset. But I know you're right. He's being honest. I just think it's a surprising thing to see for someone like him who seems to respect and revere actors.
Again, it's the unspoken. Well, if you're a director, you don't talk about that stuff. You don't talk about the people who you offered the role to and they turned it down, or you didn't like their audition. Or, I mean, that's the stuff that is supposed to stay in-house.
Yeah.
And so maybe you can, yes, Quentin is guilty of being uncouth, but that is why I love him. And that is why people think the same thing about me. They're like, Jeff Sneider is uncouth. No, Jeff Snyder's just more honest than you can fucking handle.
There you go. I think it's, I think maybe years ago, there was a crush on Zoe Kravitz and Zoe Kazan. And she turned him down and went with Paul Dano instead.
I love it. No, I can't believe that.
Because Zoe's a cutie. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Because Quentin is a weirdo. All right, let's move on from that. Let's talk about this dude. DiCaprio giving us some updates here, Jeff. And by the way, keep sending in your Streamlabs super chats. We're about to get into these questions here in just a few minutes. So send in your stuff if you want us to talk about it. But this was reported here in Deadline. He was doing a new interview, and DiCaprio basically confirmed that he will be in Heat 2. He said, quote, "We can't duplicate what Heat was. It's paying homage, but giving its own unique entity." So how would we know about it if he's not in it? And the second thing is that he said, talking about whether he's going to play Vincent Hanna or Chris Shaherlis, he said, quote, "We're working on it. It's certainly exciting." But he also confirmed something, Jeff, that you talked about and reported on the show as well and in your newsletter, in that he will not be a part of the Cliff Booth movie that David Fincher is doing Netflix. He said, quote, "There were some talks about it early on. Ultimately, I cannot wait to see the Cliff Booth story, but I'm not in it." and then said that he is also that the Scorsese film he was working on is a work in progress. So that's not happening anytime soon. So your thoughts on his comments on all these projects, Jeff?
Double confirmation as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
He acknowledged having talks about the Adventures of Cliff Booth.
Yes.
Which is what I'd said, that they had offered him $3 million for a one-day cameo. I'd heard that he countered at $5 million, and I thought that they were going to land on $4 million, and that he wasn't going to leave his buddies, behind, essentially. Yep. But as I've said for weeks after that initial report, that like they were still waiting and still didn't know if he was going to do it, and everybody was getting a little frustrated because it's like, man, it's just a day. Like, you could really help us out. Right. And in the end, he just thought this is not for me. This, I want to leave Rick Dalton in the past. In Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But they did have the talk, so that was confirmed. The second part, and the more interesting thing, which I think is fascinating, that he basically copped to it.
Yeah.
First of all, so the initial reports when DiCaprio was tied to Heat 2 was that he was going to be playing Chris Shiherlis.
Yes.
When the Christian Bale news broke, I had a very good source who told me I hear that Bale is going to be Chris Shiherlis, and that Leo was being eyed as Vincent Hanna.
Right.
Now, Fleming, to his credit, he did a good interview with Leo. Yeah. Right? Mike Fleming did a good job.
Yeah.
You can almost see that he wants to embarrass me.
What?
He 100%. He's like totally setting up the whole like, so are those reports accurate, right? That you may be up for the Vincent Hanna role or whatever. And Leo says we're talking about it. We're discussing it. He did not say which role he's playing, and I don't know if it's been decided yet.
Right.
That's the thing about Leo. Like, again, so we talked about it on the podcast before. Killers of the Flower Moon. He's supposed to be Jesse Plemons' character. So you don't know. All you know is if you're Michael Mann, you'll do whatever the fuck Leo says to get Leo. You'll let him play any fucking character he wants.
Very true.
I thought that was fascinating because I do think Fleming asked to sort of, get a shot in. And Leo, I thought, had my back and was like, actually, it seems up in the air.
Yeah. Well, I love that he confirmed the Heat 2 stuff. And the Cliff Booth stuff, I'm so curious. We just talked about Tarantino. I feel like if Tarantino had been directing the movie, he would have said yes. But maybe with Fincher, he's not 100. Maybe
he doesn't want that to be his first time working with David.
Yeah, maybe that's a very good point.
Maybe he's lying.
Yeah, fair. That's true.
Like, how crazy would that be if next summer we're all watching the Cliff Booth movie, not expecting Rick Dalton, and then he shows up for a cameo? I mean,
yeah, that's a good point.
That's you can't trust what anybody says these days, except for Quentin Tarantino. You can trust what he's saying.
You may not agree with what he's saying, but you can trust what he's saying.
He's not going to play the game. He doesn't play for anybody.
That's for sure. We mentioned this earlier, Jeff. Jon M Chu signing a 3-picture deal over at Paramount, right under WB's nose and Universal Pictures' nose, who we just released the Wicked for Good and Wicked films for. So again, here's Paramount just bigfoot and stomping all over Hollywood and getting another talent under their umbrella. So your thoughts on this, and were you surprised to hear this news, that especially after the success box office wise of Wicked for Good and Wicked?
I mean, surprised that Universal let him get away, because Universal typically does a pretty good job of hanging on to talent, or convincing talent to come over there. So I thought that they maybe would have, pursued him a little bit harder.
Yeah.
But Ellison has those deep pockets. It's all about, what is the plan? Do you just sign him to a deal, and then we'll see what John comes in with and what he wants to make? Or is it like, we've got a couple projects in mind for you, Jon Chu. So we're going to offer you a deal to make sure that happens. I don't know if they're, are planning some kind of big musical that maybe they want Jon Chu. I mean, I don't think they're bringing him in to like direct G.I. Joe movies.
Right. Let's hope not. Yeah.
Yes. Let's hope not. I think overall probably a good get.
Isn't this like a divorce lawyer? Where or you go through you want to call every lawyer in town so your other person can't hire them to be your divorce lawyer because they're compromising their ethics or whatever, or there's something about some rule about it. Because it seems like Paramount's like snatching up all these talented directors so that no one else can use them. And so I'm just wondering at their approach on all of this, because they're trying to lock down deals with just about everybody in town. Yet they're complaining. Yet some of the reports are complaining if Netflix gets the deal, they'd basically be cornering the market on Hollywood. So this is a fascinating situation to see Paramount playing both sides on this situation. But I think it's great for Jon M Chu to be in demand and be a free agent. As an Asian filmmaker, who would have thought 10 years ago that an Asian filmmaker could have this kind of power in Hollywood and be able to be courted by 3 of the major studios and go with one that like financially compensates him and excites him creatively. It's a great situation to be in, especially on the heels of Simu Liu talking about how Asian representation is kind of declining in movies and TV shows. So I like this as a positive because, yeah, go ahead.
Again, Asian representation may climb back up now that China has sort of opened up its walls again.
China, yeah.
Because there was obviously a time when, like, the Hollywood blockbusters sort of fell out of favor in
Yes.
China.
Yes.
So you may see a little bit of resurgence on that front.
I mean, it blew up Zootopia 2. They had the bigger market than USA.
Doing gigantic numbers there. I just see Ellison, chasing heat. Like, what's the movie that is driving everyone to theaters right now? It's Wicked. Okay, get me the Wicked guy. What is the TV show that everybody's watching this week? It's fucking Stranger Things. Get me the fucking Stranger Things guys.
Right.
These are good bets. I think Jon Chu, when he gets a good piece of material, whether it's Crazy Rich Asians or Wicked, he's gonna bring it to life in a way that I think satisfies the fans. Which is important. So, if Paramount gets their hands on the right book or musical play, whatever it may be, Jon Chu would be a good hire.
Yeah, Victor Garrity said Jon M Chu already did G.I. Joe. Yes, I know.
That's why we said it, baby. That's why I said it.
That's why we don't want him back near it, because that movie sucked.
Do you think I just picked that movie out of a hat? Calculated.
Come on. All right, let's move to this story, Jeff. I know we got questions to get to real soon, but let's follow up on this story. It broke this week that apparently Rush Hour's budget is going to be $100 million. Kiss my fucking ass with that. Your thoughts on this? And Ratner is totally coming back. $100 million film. Like, does this make any sense at all to spend that much money on a basically a geriatric nostalgia grab, as it's been described? Your thoughts on this?
I mean, again, $100 million. What do we think movies cost anymore? I don't understand, especially when for the 4th movie, and everyone's going to want a raise from the 3rd one. This is what happens, right? Salaries get out of hand.
They shouldn't be demanding anything. Jackie Chan hasn't sold a movie in fucking 10 years. Neither is Chris Tucker. You're getting $5 million.
They're demanding it because the movie's going to get, because Trump wants it made, right? So it's like, well, I could ask for what I'm worth, which is, $5 million or whatever, or I could ask for $10 million, and they're going to do it because this has a guaranteed distribution deal and Trump wants it done. So why wouldn't you ask for more?
I guess. And fucking Ratner directing it, man. That's just
$100 million is, it's not an insignificant amount of money.
Right.
It's obviously too much for Rush Hour 4. But so it's a bad bet, but that's not why you're making Rush Hour 4. You're not making it to be some sort of big financial hit. You're doing it to placate favor with the Trump administration so you can get your hands on Warner Brothers. The whole reason you're doing it. You don't really care about the price. $100 million is nothing to the Ellisons.
Well, I wonder if this goes the way of the dodo if they don't get WB. If Paramount doesn't get WB, what's the point of doing a Rush Hour 4 movie to curry favor with Trump if it's not going to help them get the studio in the end? I wonder if this kind of just disappears if they don't get WB in the long run. I just wonder. So Cinematic, what do you think of this? Cinematics is reporting this right now. Breaking from Nexus News on Tangled, Sadie Sink, McKenna Grace, Emma Myers, and Isabel May in running for Tangled. That's basically all the young actresses working today. So,
I buy it.
I like the McKenna Grace choice.
I've always liked her. They're both in Scream 7, right? McKenna Grace and Isabel May.
Right.
I think Disney's just high on Sadie Sink in general. Like, I think everybody's like, I was watching Stranger Things, and we should talk about Stranger Things, by the way.
Yeah.
But like when she comes back, which I don't think is a huge spoiler, that was a nice moment, right? I'm like, yes, like that's exactly what the show needs right now is some Sadie Sink, because I wasn't blown away by these episodes.
Bro, I'm with you. I said we did our review yesterday in the Geek Buddies. To me, it felt a bit creaky. It felt a bit old, and there were cracks showing in what they're trying to do. And all of them look like Grease. They look like Travolta in high school. Like they're all college graduates. One of them's like, it doesn't read believable that they're young, other than Matarazzo. He's the only one that feels young. Everyone else feels like they're in college or just graduated college. And it's just like, I'm supposed to believe this stuff that's going on. But that last episode was worth it. I mean, that finale was pretty great. And yes, I agree with you. Sadie is like, I was like, wait, she's just going to lay in the bed. And then when you saw what happened, you're like, okay, this makes sense.
She's just like a little, I don't know, stick of dynamite that made me perk up.
So I think her and Maya Hawke are the stars out of that show right now. Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, yeah. I'll circle back to Stranger Things in a second.
Okay.
But the tangled of it all. Can McKenna Grace sing? Can Isabel May sing? I know Sadie Sink can sing because I saw her in that Searchlight movie, Odessa, which, you know, I thought she had a good voice.
Yeah. I'm assuming McKenna Grace can sing, but can they sing the songs like Mandy Moore sang the fuck out of those songs, so you've got to compete with that. And so I wonder who's going to be their Flynn Rider. That's going to be interesting too. I hear I'm just going. Madison Thames seems like a good idea for Flynn Rider. We'll see for a live action.
So yeah, with Stranger Things though, John, I've been underwhelmed. There've been some really good sequences with the episodes.
Yeah.
But on the whole, I'm just like, yeah, this feels a little tired.
Yeah, which is curious because the Duffer Brothers signed this massive deal for Paramount. Could the Duffer Brothers be going the way of the Russo brothers, which is when they're doing Stranger Things, sure, it's great. But when they're outside that Stranger Things stuff, are they going to be able to replicate the same kind of quality, or at least come close to replicating that kind of quality? Because the Russos haven't been able to do it outside the Marvel universe. So it could be interesting to see what happens.
I'm looking forward to the Duffer Brothers' new Netflix shows, both of which I think are expected to debut next year. So.
No. Okay. Yeah, that'd be fun to watch as well. Anything? Marty Supreme, you wrote up your review. I loved the movie. It's in my top 3. What do you want to say about Marty Supreme?
Yeah, I guess we can finally talk about that. I thought it was very good. I mean, I gave it a B+, and I, maybe could have given it an A-. But I'm tough on movies. It's messy. It's a good messy, right? It's an interesting mess. But I thought it didn't fully jive together for me. You?
Okay. Yeah, I thought so, because I thought it was an unusual approach, because it's a kind of gutsy approach. You're doing an 80s sports movie set in the 1950s with a 2025 approach. And so I just thought it was a fascinating line, a high wire act to walk. And I think most of the movie worked for me. And the couple of spots that didn't, I forgave it because I was really enjoying the film. And I thought Odessa, ironically, Odessa is what Rachel Sennett thinks she is. Odessa is. And I love her in the movie. I thought the guy who played the kid who was trying to help him, the larger kid, I thought he was great.
He was great, that guy, Luke Manley.
Luke Manley, yeah. I thought he was fantastic and heartbreaking. And I thought Gwyneth was damn good, dude. When she gets the right role, she is a joy to watch. And I thought she played the faded actress who still thinks she's something, but also is ashamed of what she's become. I thought she played that really well. And I even thought Kevin O'Leary, who I hate as a person or don't like as a person, I thought he did a nice job as well.
Kevin O'Leary was great in this movie. I don't care what anybody says.
I'm sure you've known a few Kevin O'Learys in your lifetime, Jeff.
Fantastic. Gwyneth was great. I liked Odessa. I'm not like blown away by her like a lot of people have been. But I thought she was good. What didn't work for me was some of the dog stuff and just like that whole storyline and Abel Ferrara, back to the central conflict here and ping pong and the relationship with Gwyneth. I thought that it just felt shoehorned in.
I think you're right. Yeah, because it's like, why are we being distracted by this? It's got nothing to do with the main thing that we're trying to do. Yeah.
The running time, which is already pretty considerable.
Yeah, 220 or something.
I would have maybe shaved that down a little bit. I just think that there are elements of this that didn't quite work for me.
Right.
But he was great.
Yeah.
I don't think it's his best performance. I know, a lot of people are saying that it is, and I understand. I understand that.
Right.
I just think it's a little too mannered, a little too like, look at me, and just rather than just like disappearing into a character. I'm still blown away by Beautiful Boy. He's definitely going to be nominated for this, and he could win. Like, do you see him winning?
I think he's winning. To me, he's odds-on favorite. He's going to win. I don't think anything has been as strong. I know. I think Michael B. Jordan was great. Both roles. It's great. I think the film falls apart near the end, so it doesn't. So I think that's going to affect his chances of winning. I think in the end, Chalamet's delivering a hell of a performance, and a lot of people do feel it's his best ever. So that to me means like
not a likable character though. A tough guy to spend 2.5 hours with.
But that's what I liked. That's what I thought was gutsy. I thought that was gutsy.
It is gutsy
because he's not a cuddly. He's not a Rocky protagonist. He's a confident, cocky guy, but that's just like the character or just like the speech he delivered. It kind of mirrored his character in that I believe this and I'm going to go for this and I will do whatever it takes to get this because I believe I deserve it.
I won't dispute he's like the favorite, but I still think something crazy is going to happen in that category this year. That's what I'm calling. Whether it's Wagner Moura or Ethan Hawke, I do suspect someone is going to come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Or maybe everybody just lines up to anoint Timmy as the next big thing.
Yeah, because it feels like Jesse and Timmy are the winners, right? Jesse Buckley and Tim. It feels like it.
And that would be like the passing of the torch almost, but
yeah.
I'm resisting both of those narratives. It's getting tough for me to resist the One Battle After Another Best Picture narrative. Like
that. Yeah, dude.
I really, when I saw One Battle After Another in September, right? It's like, oh, this is good, but it's not great. This isn't like going to win Best Picture because there's a whole season of fall movies that I had to look forward to. And then one by one, those movies come up short.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, maybe it is One Battle After Another shit.
It seems like that's the way it's going to go. Yeah. But I mean, Amy Madigan won this week at the New York Film Critics. So is that maybe giving a hint, maybe?
I mean, I think so. And Perry and Scott agree with me because on FYC, we all had her at number one. I just don't know who else is even in the conversation. Like, Tiana Taylor was good.
Right.
And if Tiana Taylor had been around for the last 30 years, putting in the time and the work, like, she probably would have won for that.
Right.
But she's almost too new. And Amy Madigan's been around forever. And I think that she's going to end up just steamrolling everybody. Kind of like Troy Kotzer in Coda.
Oh, yeah.
I think she's going to sweep the season because I don't see any competition for her. But I was shocked by how many people after that episode are like, Amy Madigan, no way. Like,
I know.
There's bias. I'm like, yeah, I don't think that matters.
I see some of these critics who are like, well, Ariana Grande has it in the bag. And I'm like, are you guys fucking high? Like Amy Madigan is so good in that role. And I think the difference between her and Tiana Taylor is that, like, Tiana Taylor is just in the first 30 to 40 minutes of the movie and then disappears for the rest of the film till the end. Whereas Amy Madigan is who you're building up to in that movie. And that helps when you're watching a movie and deciding.
Usually in like the last 45 minutes or whatever. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. Amy Madigan you're an idiot. You're such an idiot for saying that.
I don't understand that line of thinking.
You don't know what acting is if you're saying, you have no concept of what it is to be a great actor if you're saying that nonsense. There's no idea. So do you think she has a shot? Do you think Kate Hudson could slip?
I've seen it. I heard she's very, very good though.
She is good in it. Yeah. I'm catching up on all.
She's running lead or supporting. I think she's running lead, and I think that may be a mistake. I think that is going to be tough for her, especially with Rose Byrne. Again, I don't think any of the Gotham Awards and fucking National Board of Review and New York Film Critics Circle, none of this shit matters. None of it. Okay. But Rose Byrne is gaining some steam. And I thought she was great in the movie. I'm just a little surprised because the movie's a tough sit. The movie's a tough
It's a tough watch. Yeah, for sure. All right. Anything else you want to talk about? Any reviews or reactions or trailers? Anything you want to talk about?
What are some of the trailer? I mean, I like the trailer for In Cold Light, actually. I don't
What
know
was that? I didn't see that one.
Micah Monroe and Troy Kotzer. It's like a crime movie.
Okay.
I think that looks good.
There was Mother Mary. There was a Ready or Not 2 trailer and a new Bone Temple trailer for 28 years later. Did you see any of those?
Hold on. We have breaking news.
Okay.
Whoa.
All right.
Daniel Brown, who did Your Lucky Day, which was that Angus Cloud movie about the lottery ticket or whatever.
Yes.
He is going to write and direct a feature adaptation of Chuck Palahniuk's Survivor.
Oh, wow.
Which is, if you've ever read the Survivor book, it's insane. Have you ever read Survivor?
No, I haven't. That's not one I've gotten to. And the Lady Outlaw is a big Chuck Palahniuk fan, so maybe she has it in her collection. I'll read it.
This is a movie I've been waiting 20 or 25 years for. That's some pretty interesting news. I didn't love Your Lucky Day, to be honest.
I was going to ask you, do you like the choice? Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a bit of a weird choice, but yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a weird choice. But whatever, I'm just glad that movie is going to finally make its way to the big screen. Who is backing this? Is shooting in New Zealand early next year. So is this indie? Yeah, they're doing an indie style. Wow, very interesting.
Well, I mean, Chuck, Fight Club? Yes, but then what was the other one with Rockwell?
Choke. That was not very good. I didn't.
It was not a good movie. So yeah. All right. Well, let's get into some questions, Jeff, because we are running out of time here with 45 minutes left. Let's jump into these questions. Thanks to everybody who's watching. If you want to send in your questions, thoughts, and comments, now is the time. T. Porteous says, would you debate legitimacy of Scoopers with Bellany?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Again, I think Matt does a really good podcast. He's obviously very knowledgeable and very well sourced. I'd chat with Bellany about anything, but
yeah,
I would love to talk about the media with him and all that stuff, and just like how different I think Matt has become. And to his credit, he's turned himself into this big media personality. But where was this when he was running a trade essentially? And why can't the trades essentially have the personality of an outlet like Puck?
Yeah.
And can they now? I mean, I see crazy columns out of the trades these days about things that are like even barely related to entertainment, right? Like the weighing in on like the Olivia Newsy scandal.
Oh yeah.
If you can write provocative columns about stuff like that, like, I don't know, why aren't the trades more interesting?
Good point. Thank you, Matt Lannon, for the contribution. Appreciate that.
Thanks,
Sam Ouellette says, is Matthias Schoenaerts going to prison going to affect Supergirl in any way? He won't be there for all the interviews.
They're going to throw in the trash. They're going to recast Paul Dano. No, why would it? It's not going to affect Supergirl in any way. So he won't be there for the interviews.
Yeah, they've already shot the movie.
Matthias Schoenaerts is, so nobody gives a shit. I love him.
I agree. Yeah.
The general public has no idea who he is. They have no idea how to pronounce his name, and no one's going to be like, well, where were I was going to go see Supergirl, but there were no interviews of Matthias Schoenaerts, so now I'm not going to.
I think he's been sentenced to 6 months in prison, a $4,000 fine, and 1 year ban for driving without a valid license. Driving without a valid license? This is what no one's going to give a shit about that. I mean, he didn't run over people and kill them, for God's sake. Connor Przalomski.
Hey, drinking and driving is not cool.
It is not cool, of course. That ScarJo casting yesterday legit shocked me. It felt so out of left field, LOL. Not complaining at all, though. I find this very interesting. Yeah.
You and me both.
Plethoric says, with Zoe not in Batman 2, does that make Catwoman more likely for this for a Max show, or will she never be a Catwoman again? I mean, if Colin Farrell can do the Penguin show, I'm sure Zoe Kravitz can do the Catwoman show. Don't you think, Jeff?
I do think, and that is kind of what I'd heard at one point. I can't even remember when this was, but I'd heard that there were talks about doing a Catwoman show between Batman 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Just like there was a Penguin show between 1 and 2.
Right. So. Yeah. Good point. Derek, thank you. Derek Johnson throwing some support. Thank you, Derek. Always very kind to you when you stop by, my man. At 34 Virgo says, I genuinely thought you were getting attacked.
That'd be crazy if like robbers wait for like quarterbacks and star athletes to leave on game day so they can rob their house. But for me, they're like, no, we're going to wait till this motherfucker's live on the internet, and then we're going to come beat the shit out of him live on camera.
I love it. Connor Brzezowski, 3939 says, any info regarding your Robin scoop and the Batman 2? I think you talked about that already, Jeff. So
the only thing I'll say, Connor, is that I have not heard a denial.
That's true. That's true.
I heard a denial. I heard about a bunch of don't listen to this gobbledygook nonsense. Didn't hear denial.
Which is only playing out the clock so they can announce it themselves later. Chris Daniel, 2546 says, Jeff's brother coming in and taking him down, earn this super chat. I love that.
Great. I'll open myself up to bodily harm for $5 every episode. Thank you.
Waka Baka says, hey, Big Daddy, you watched the Diddy doc yet? You think he killed Tupac? It's a 4-episode doc that just dropped yesterday, I think, or Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday on Netflix. I haven't seen it, Jeff. Apparently, Diddy is trying to sue, saying footage is being used that he didn't approve of and all this stuff. What are your thoughts on this?
Like, was he supposed to have approval over this project?
No. Apparently, it's personal videos that are used that he thought he should have permission or, give them permission to use it. But because he's not the EP on the project, it's definitely exploring the allegations, So.
Yeah. All I can think about is that photo of Diddy on the basketball court with that dude in a ponytail or pigtails or whatever. I was like, ooh, he's got the baby oil in his cell for that one.
For sure. Beandy Supreme V5V says, just want to hear Jeff say Smith looks like a ghoul.
He does look like a ghoul. You know what? I would go see a movie with Matt Smith called Ghoul School.
The Avatar Sucks 99 says, what are your guys' thoughts on a 24 movie in the works? Should this movie only get made if Kiefer agrees to return as Jack Bauer? Well,
the Avatar, weakest actor in SAG. That's going to be a popular refrain, I think. That's going to keep going. Weakest actor in SAG. Thoughts on a 24 movie? I love 24. I'm an OG, day one, 9 a.m., whatever. I forget when the season started. Season 1. But yes, Kiefer is Jack Bauer. I don't want to see Alan Ritchson as Jack Bauer. I don't want to see Kiefer's kid as Jack. No. Kiefer Sutherland is Jack Bauer, and yes, a 24 movie to be a hit needs Jack Bauer.
Yeah, and people forget Kiefer Sutherland was the star of movies in the 80s and 90s, so it's possible.
Go to some of these rumors. I'm hearing Tarantino is in talks to go to Paramount in 2026. W Cinematics.
Yeah.
People have been trying to feed me this rumor like all week.
Yeah.
I keep hearing this.
Okay.
I don't buy it. I haven't asked Paramount. I just don't believe it because I really think Tarantino and Tom Rothman have a great relationship.
Yeah.
I don't see Tarantino betraying Tom Rothman like that. Not that anything's been papered or like it's a done deal.
Right.
But I'm not buying that. And the fact that 8 zillion people have said the same thing to me, I'm just like, this is like internet nonsense.
Yeah. David, Jordao. I hope I'm saying that right, David. Fun question. Who is your Paul Dano? Now's the time to get stuff off of your chest.
It's a good question. Is there anybody who I feel like really passionately?
Yeah, I got to use the restroom, so you take this one. Go ahead.
I don't know if there's anyone who I feel truly like passionate about like that. And you've put me on the spot, so I really can't answer as far as like what actors can I not stand, but they're certainly out there. All right. Someone else in the chat had asked something interesting. Let me scroll back up 1 second. This is Galliette Production 6475. Are the Callum Turner 0007 rumors true? That's another one where I was like, is this for real? This guy is a black hole of charisma. But I've heard that there is credence to those reports. I mean, it's obviously risky for every betting site in Europe to change the odds. You'd think that there would be something behind that. And it's my understanding that there is, that Denis Villeneuve really does like Callum Turner. I don't know if it's like as far down the road as people think. I wouldn't imagine that it is. But believe it or not, yeah, it does sound like Callum Turner may be in pole position at this point for Bond.
Yeah.
And I couldn't answer this question. The who is your Paul Dano? Does somebody come to mind for you?
Yeah, I mean, J-Lo is kind of a Paul. Although I don't think J-Lo is the weakest actor in SAG, but I've always seen through her as a performer. And yes, occasionally good performances like a Hustlers or Out of Sight, but I've never thought she was that great of an actress. And Kiss of the Spider Woman came and went, which I think should show you the declining status of J-Lo. And so I've not been the biggest fan of her as an actress. I don't know if there's anyone who I hate. I don't really hate a lot of actors, so it'd be tough for me to go after someone the way Tarantino did, to be honest.
That's the thing. I love that. I mean, again, even my life to actors. I report on actors, and I have great respect for them.
Yeah.
I guess someone who like, I don't know. I don't want to go there. I mean, like, because people are bad in individual roles. I don't want to say they're bad for like they're just a shitty actor.
Right.
They could impress me. Like that guy Luke McFarlane. If you had seen Luke McFarlane and you see him in all these Lifetime movies or like bullshit holiday movies, you'd probably think he was a bad actor. But then he gets a role like in Bros.
Yeah,
amazing.
He's excellent in Bros.
It's all about the material and the opportunities that you're getting. So yeah, I think it's tough to say. I'll just say like right now, I think a guy like Ray Nicholson mugs a lot. He's got on my nerves in more than one movie.
I mean, I'm gonna get in trouble, but I mean, Winona Ryder feels like she's phoning in Stranger Things. Let me just tell you that right now.
She's very good on that show, dude.
Yeah, really.
Last night, I will say,
okay,
I love you, Jane. That got me.
Which one are you talking about?
I don't want to like make too much of this, but there's a moment in Stranger Things where a character says, "I love you, Jane."
Yes,
it got me. I even went back to do it again. It got me again.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah, there's some good scenes here, man. CC Black 1987 says, Jeff, have you heard anything on the Doomsday trailer? Yeah, Jeff, we've heard like there's multiple editions of this thing, and it'll come out with Avatar. Do you think this is all still true?
I heard the Doomsday trailer. It opens with Doomsday like this, Doom, and then he turns around in his chair, and the mask comes up, and it's Paul Dano.
Paul Dano, of all people.
No, I haven't heard anything about it. I don't know exactly when we'll see it. I mean, it's not one of the ones rumored though for Avatar, right? Or is it?
Yes, it is rumored to be screening at Avatar. Yes.
Wow. So, okay.
We'll see. I saw Avatar last night. I would recommend only going for the trailer and then maybe leaving the theater because you're not going to miss too much. Evelyn 531 UHC says, first thought after ScarJo story was of a 2015 animated movie where Bruce dates a rich socialite who turns out to is in the wealthy cult of Court of Owls. Yeah, that makes all the sense. Court of Owls seems to be where they're going, and ScarJo can certainly play that in her sleep. So yeah. You're right.
It was of a 2015 animated movie where yeah, I don't know. I don't know all the animated movies and not really up on the Court of Owls of it all.
Yeah, it's all about the rich controlling Gotham, and there's a whole conspiracy, and so it's a really good story. At the Richard R says, excited for Quentin Tarantino's The Whole Bloody Affair. Any adverts good? Yeah, maybe Dano's and Quentin Tarantino's. I guarantee you that's going to happen. Don't you think Dano will be in Tarantino?
I swear we could have said when we were talking about Paul Walter Hauser being the movie critic, I could have sworn Paul Dano's name came up as a possible movie critic person.
Yeah, maybe Paul turned him down, which killed the whole project.
That would be hilarious. I don't think it's that. I'm pumped for The Whole Bloody Affair as well. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to see it this weekend in Boston because it's just such a big chunk on my last day here with my family. But and the show times are also tough. But yeah, I hope it's not just in theaters for one weekend because I do want to see it.
I might go see it today because Jeff moved our recording to earlier in the day, and the first showing is at 12. So I may go see it by myself today at 12. We'll see. It's a 4-hour commitment for fuck's sake. So
yeah.
Doug says, the fun fact, QT's first choice for the role of Bill was Warren Beatty. Do you see the entire film being better or worse had it been him and not Carradine for Kill Bill?
No, I think Carradine is the perfect guy.
100%.
He has this mystery about him that I don't think Warren Beatty kind of does. I'm not a big Warren Beatty guy in general, so no, everything's just fine the way it is.
I agree. And plus Carradine has that kind of martial arts Asian connection, even though he isn't Asian because he did Kung Fu. So it makes all the sense in the world, you know. Sam Ouellette says, are you guys excited for Clayface? I'm a big James Watkins guy, but not a big Mike Flanagan guy. Mixed feelings personally about this one. Yeah, Jeff, you're not a big Mike Flanagan guy either, so.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. If he might be my Paul Dano.
I was gonna say he's your fault.
But I do like Hush, and I do like one other thing that he did. Am I excited for Clayface? I'm curious.
I wouldn't say excited either.
Yeah, it's a different kind of villain. Yeah, curious.
Wiley OFC says, Jeff, I got a reporting question. Do you have to reach out to people to get your stories, or do they sometimes come to you? Don't know how you do it, man. Mad respect. I send DMs to music artists. It's tough, basically, to get a response.
It's a mixture. I mean, sometimes it's me wondering about something and asking people who I think might be in a position to know something about it. And then sometimes it's just, people sources I've cultivated who keep an ear out and they hear things and they send it in. And then I have to, try to confirm it or get a second source, unless they're just, very, very good source. It's just a balance.
Also, Jeff has a name, Wiley, which helps to get a response. Wiley, you're not, you don't have that established yet. You will probably at some point, and then they'll respond back to you. It's right. Basically establish yourself first, and then they'll respond.
You got to have a name, or you got to have the outlet behind you. If I could be Joe Schmo from Variety, and I'm going to get a response.
Right. Exactly. Duck Developer 8850 says, which show to binge on a flight, The Pit or Task?
I think The Pit, probably. I think The Pit's a better show, but it's just as leaving the quality of the shows aside, just as far as a show I'd want to watch on an airplane, I think The Pit.
Yeah, his Task is pretty brutal. Cartoon 49 says, thoughts on the Goat animated film trailer. I didn't see that, so I don't know. Is that the kicking goat thing?
No, it's a basketball player movie. Isn't that right? With Steph Curry?
Oh, I haven't even seen it. So
I think Steph Curry's like a goat who's good at basketball. I don't
know.
I don't know. It's animation's for kids, so what do I know? I didn't watch that trailer.
I did see that trailer 3 or 4 weeks ago. I liked it. I thought it was a good trailer for what it is. Jared
talking animals.
Jared J8846. I read The Devil in the White City. I hope it eventually gets turned into a limited series and Drew Starkey plays H.H. Holmes. I have that book. I've never read it.
Drew Starkey. What is the obsession with Drew Starkey?
Yeah.
I need to see Queer. I still have not seen that movie. But he replaced Austin Butler in that A24 project this week, Deep Cuts.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And Saoirse Ronan, right?
She's out. And who's in?
Oh, damn it. I forget. Oh, Kaylee Spaney. Kaylee
Spaney, right. Yeah.
Alex 30, glad you're okay, Jeff. Thought you got attacked for real. Yeah, there you go. Mr. Nico 28 Soccer. Hello, Hot Mic boys. Catching Whole Bloody Affair, then Wedding Crashers for an early birthday double feature. Happy Thursdays, guys, and keep up the good work. Oh, is Wedding Crashers back in the theaters too?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, I should see that again. I love that movie, man. That's a good double. And happy birthday from us, brother.
Happy birthday.
Dancing Dog 60 says, great show, guys. Movie theaters closing in major cities soon due to the quarter reports on profits. The future ain't bright.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's, doing the whole doom and gloom thing. I get it. The future looks bright from where I'm sitting as far as next year's movies. Like, there's a ton of fucking movies next year. I think it's going to be a good box office year.
Yeah.
And then, we're getting hits that no one is seeing, right? They're coming out of nowhere. And it used to be the faith-based films, and now it's animated movies. It's like Korean animated movies. So all you need is a couple more Demon Slayers and I don't know, things like that. And they're looking for hits from anywhere these days. Yeah.
And they're beyond the whole normal approach. They're looking for everything. They're looking at everything.
Outside the box.
Yeah. The Neza, more installments of that can make a lot of money. Darian is leg disabled. Owen Wilson, Paul Dano, and Matthew Lillard are 100% in Tarantino's next film. Yeah, I could see that.
They're the new Vega brothers.
He said he might do it animated. Would you want to see an animated Vega Brothers movie? Maybe in the anime style, because he does like a lot of Asian stuff.
No, again, I think that's just like I got to promote this new animated footage from Kill Bill, which is part of Fortnite. Without Fortnite, there wouldn't be this whole bloody affair. So, like, oh yeah, animation, it's cool. I like anime. Yeah, we could do the Vega Brothers like that. I mean, yeah, I don't think that's happening.
Good point. Dancing Dog 60. Quentin may have just been trolling. You think? No, I don't think he was trolling.
No, I think he's genuinely passionate about his dislike for Paul Dano, and I don't see what's wrong with that, other than it may not be the coolest thing to say in an interview.
I hope Zoe walks up to him and slaps him right in the face. That'd be amazing. Gallion Production 6475. Are the Callum Turner 007 rumors true?
Yeah, I did this one while you're in the bathroom.
Okay. Dancing Dog 60. Is that Barbarella film actually happening with Sydney Sweeney?
No.
I was disappointed in the someone pointed this out. It's very true. Like, why is Sydney Sweeney on Actors on Acting, but we don't have Chase Infinity and we don't have Miles Catton from Sinners? Like, those guys should be on there. What happened?
Listen, Actors on Acting is about one thing:
promotion,
getting people to watch the fucking video.
Well, I think Chase Infinity will get people to watch.
No, not like any of these other episodes. I agree that Chase Infinity talking to Miles Caton would be a great Actors on Actor. Like, hey, here are the two breakout young people or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's not really, like you're selling these with name value, and those two don't really have name value yet.
Not right now. Yeah.
That's why Sydney Sweeney's in it. Sydney Sweeney's also gave a more awards-worthy performance, quite frankly, just not in the right movie.
Wow. Karen Vondermaiden 5054. What's up, Karen? Always good to see you. Who would you pick? Pennywise versus Vecna? Thanks. Vecna.
I don't know what the criteria is, but I'll go Pennywise.
Okay. All right. Dancing Dog 60 says, have you two ever seen the Bond spoof that starred Sean Connery's brother? It's a film made in Italy during the early Bond craze. Bad, but really fun. No, I've never seen anything.
Bro, I don't even know if I've seen a fucking Sean Connery Bond movie all the way through.
Ouch!
I've seen scenes, I've seen clips. I've ever sat down to watch a whole Connery Bond movie. I don't know.
Wow. Night Fox 1190. Who is your worst director? Go ahead, Jeff. Say it. Uwe Boll? No, I'm joking.
No, it's not.
Eli Roth is in the running for me. Oh, my God.
Again, it depends. I don't know if there's a worse overall director. I think that there are just movies that are directed really terribly.
Rennie Harlan is in the mix. Like, there's a lot of bad directors.
Well, listen, and those are directors whose names we know. There's a lot of directors turning out absolute unwatchable shit.
Fair point.
We'll never know their name.
We know them because they keep getting opportunities. That's my issue. RLC Comics. Just curious, why does Jeff not like Flanagan stuff? Also, great scoop on ScarJo, Jeff. Nice.
Yeah, the details I think were interesting. I didn't scoop her casting or anything.
Right.
It's not that I dislike all of Flanagan's stuff. I'm just not interested in what this dude's interested in. I don't know. It just seems very PG-13 and TV and but yeah, Hush is good.
Yeah.
Wait, what was I had something I wanted to say. It was Cartoon 49. This year's Actors on Actors is terrible. If we're having any questions about actors and actors in the lineup, I have to say, I'm not trying to be an asshole.
Yeah.
What is Corin Sweat doing here?
Well, because of Superman, as you said, that's a name now.
Yeah, he is, but and he is one of the breakout stars of the year, but Actors on Actors is more for awards contenders, and he's not in contention. I thought it was an odd choice. And I'm going to be writing about Corin Sweat soon. I'm going to have a column on him, I think, kind of soon.
Yeah, I mean, Ariana Grande and Sandler makes sense. Roberts and Penn makes sense. Bailey and Corin Sweat. You could argue both Jonathan Bailey and Corin Sweat. You could argue, especially Jonathan Bailey. People have an obsession with him. I just don't get. Dwayne Johnson.
Brainiac.
Yeah. Well, that could be interesting. I might be down with a Bailey Brainiac to advance himself. But yeah, I mean, Cynthia Erivo, Hugh Jackman, I don't even know why you would watch that. They're just going to kiss each other's asses for an hour.
They're just going to sing. They're going to sing fucking tunes together.
I like the Michael B. Jordan. Huh?
Wait, before you continue that thought, let's bet.
Okay.
Will there be singing? in the Hugh Jackman Cynthia Erivo.
The bet should not be will they be singing. The bet is over under 5 songs. Over under 3 or 5, 3 to 5 songs during that interview. Yeah.
What were you saying?
Michael B. Jordan and Jesse Plemons is the one that excites me the most of all the pairings.
Right?
Yeah. Oscar Isaac and Teyana Taylor is going to be fun. Kate Hudson, Jeremy Allen White, you could, but I guess the bear, and Colin Farrell and Buckley. That's just going to be a lot of fun and a lot of inside Irish references.
Yeah, exactly. Some of these were very smart pairings.
Lawrence and DiCaprio, bro. That's going to be like royalty fun watch for sure. All right,
let's watch any of these. Who am I kidding? I don't watch any of them unless they go. So.
I've thought about doing reactions to them, but I don't know if they'll ban it.
I think all these people should just sit down for a Tarantino chat.
Tarantino, Paul Dano. Oh my God.
Just have Tarantino host a variety podcast, guys.
I'd love that.
Much better than whoever you got now.
Bass Creek's Child says, what is the unseen problem in the industry that more people don't discuss at length? For me personally, I think ticket costs need to come down dramatically. Film should be the working man's art form. Theaters won't exist if you bring the cost down on tickets. You've got to, that's the balance.
But I think individual ticket costs are bad, but I think that's the tiniest problem because of all these A-list, like programs and like Regal as a program, AMC, like tickets are, I don't think they've ever been cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Do the math. Like
$25 a month.
One of those passes is, I resisted it for so long, John. And then when I did it, it like changed my life.
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel that way about the Regal one. I go all the time now because of the pass.
Yeah.
Right?
So I don't think it's ticket cost.
It's refreshment cost.
What do you think is the unseen problem then that needs to change?
It's refreshments. I mean, I went to go see Avatar Fire and Ash Monday night at the San Diego screening, but the file was corrupted and we couldn't watch it, right? But I had paid $7 or $8 for a fucking drink. A regular drink, not even large, a regular drink. $8. I could go to the fucking Target, get $1.50, same ounces of a drink. But that kind of shit needs to stop. That's the madness,
I mean, this is definitely not what you're getting at as far as like problems in the industry, but I hate paying for parking.
Oh yeah, that's an LA thing.
I hate having to go to the Grove or Century City. It just the $5 every time.
That's an LA thing. I haven't paid for parking in San Diego for a movie at all. It's great. I agree with you.
And living in Koreatown, I just go up the 101 to Collider where we used to work. Right. I just park there in the old employee parking lot, and I walk to Burbank. That's what gets me up to Burbank is I don't have to pay for parking.
Yep, 100%. Peter Karolenko says, have you guys heard anything on the rumored Oceans movies, OG Crew, or the prequel with Gosling?
The prequel's not with Gosling.
Yeah, I think he got replaced.
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper's in it now.
Yeah, with Margot. I mean, there was the report that Benicio was in talks, but I'd heard that was not going to happen. That was false. Actually, here's a little scooplet, if you will. Okay. It's nothing. It's just a past story, but
right.
I've talked about Nexus Point News, and I give them their credit, even though we gave them a lot of credit yesterday, and I guess they didn't really deserve it because Giant Freaking Robot broke the story.
Yeah, good point.
It sounds like they were on it, though.
No, but they'll claim that they had the scoop first.
I think Nexus did have it beforehand, but so did Deadline.
Yeah.
Ultimately, one person breaks the story. But anyways, Nexus doing very well. I'll give them, their flowers, but they also have a track record. I think because they pull stuff out of grids a lot.
Yeah.
Of reporting things are in talks, and then the actor passes, and that's fine, right? It's accurate at the time,
right?
So like the story about Elizabeth Olsen doing Peaked, that A24 movie, that she passed. That's not happening.
Right. Well, there you go. All right, so you're not doing it.
A little thing, a little update.
They should follow up with their stuff. Jared J 8846 also asks, do you think Spider Noir will be any good? Yeah. Isn't it Lord Miller and Nicolas Cage? I feel like that's a good combo.
I also think it could be interesting. Again, Nick Cage, this is his first TV series, right?
Yeah.
Something about this had to appeal to him.
Right.
You just they had to have some sort of good script. Actually, I mean, I've heard that there's cool stuff going on with the villains. I think in this show.
Oh, okay.
So I actually am looking forward to Spider Noir. I don't know when we get it though. When is it?
I think it's next year, but it'll be on Prime. I think it's on Prime Video or MGM.
MGM Plus, right? But I saw the poster with the Prime Video. MGM Plus, I don't understand that streaming service at all, or who's paying for it. And Euphoria coming back in April. That was big news.
So you say. I still don't believe it. Jared J8046 says,
poster for it from HBO.
Do you think we will eventually get a Grand Theft Auto series since we're getting video game, TV shows, and movies that are doing well? Yes. But it'll be like Twisted Metal. It'll be like a softer version of it, but I think we will get it. It just won't be as strong.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get a Grand Theft Auto something or other eventually. But it's got to be gritty. We got to have prostitutes being run over. I don't think you can do the Peacock Twisted Metal thing. And
cops being shot. Like, what studio is going to do that right now in this environment? I don't know.
Who's watching Twisted Metal?
We got a second season. Someone's watching it.
No, he's my boy, but like I haven't even given that a thought of watching that.
Dancing Dog 60, worst actor, Kane, Sorbo, or Sabato Jr.? I think it's a tie.
Is that Dean Cain?
Dean Cain. Gallia Productions, what will your Corn Sweat piece be about, Jeff? What will your Corn Sweat piece be about?
You think I'm going to give that away for right now? I mean, it's not written yet. So if I say it now, then some other site could just write up the same idea. No.
There you go. All right, let's hit these Streamlabs that have come through. Lou says, glad to catch you guys live. Hot mic, appreciate you all. Thank you, Lou. They're very kind of you. Very kind donation. Hi, guys. Samo says, hey, guys, what is both y'all's thoughts on Train Dreams and thoughts on Zootopia 2? We talked about Train Dreams a couple times already, but I'll just say quickly, I loved the movie. It's in my top 10 of 2025 so far, and I think it's my kind of movie, and I enjoyed it for what it was, and I loved both Felicity Jones and the Joel Edgerton. And Zootopia 2, not as good as the first one, definitely a good movie, so I'm glad it's doing well. Jeff, your thoughts?
Yeah, I saw Zootopia 2 with the nieces. Not as good as the first movie, but likable enough.
Yeah, cool enough.
And then Train Dreams, I saw through that movie like a ghost. I did not care for it.
Yeah, it wasn't your jam. Micro Dop says, whoa, heart attack over. My first thoughts is Jeff okay? What a surprise. What talk about a hurricane brother. Never good, but usually welcome. Thank you, Jon and Jeff, for the great news. And stress, and also stress relief, tragedy, and comedy in one place, Shakespeare. All right, got them all out. You got them all out there. Yeah. Gene _PR says, I think A24 did a good job with the new actors for Deep Cuts by Sean Durkin. Your thoughts, guys?
Yeah. I mean, I think it changes things. So when you have Saoirse and Austin Butler, those are two like real movie stars. Kaylee Spaney and what's the other guy? I just talked about him.
The guy who's just everyone's obsessed over. Luke something? I don't remember. Yeah.
I'm gonna be fucking blanking.
Okay.
I think it's probably a downgrade.
Yeah. I mean, Saoirse Ronan. I mean, Kaylee's great, but I mean, Saoirse Ronan has
Drew Stark, right? Yeah. Like I just don't get the Drew Starkey of it all yet.
Samuel says there's a YouTuber who said that Ridley Scott is a better director than Steven Spielberg, and that Spielberg is a terrible director, which I find crazy. Your thoughts? I mean, yes, I disagree, but everyone's entitled to their opinion because all art is subjective. No matter what people say and try to tell you it isn't, it's the truth. All art is subjective to the person. So, yeah.
I think Spielberg is the better director.
Yeah.
I mean, Ridley's highs might be higher.
Yes.
To be honest, for me, because I'm not, Mr. Indiana Jones. Like, if I'm putting all their movies in a hat, Alien might be the first pick.
Yeah.
For me. But yeah, overall, I'll go Spielberg.
I mean, to me, it's Blade Runner versus Jaws, and that's a tough choice, for me. But I love Alien too, Jeff. You're right. That's like a 1A for me on Ridley's resume. Taha 012021 says lots of reporting this week about Callum Turner being eyed for Bond. Does this pass the smell test? Jeff already talked about this.
Yeah, well, it does pass the test.
Okay. Do you think he would be a good choice? He's a little older than what Variety reported that Amazon was looking for earlier, under 30. I think he's a boring choice. I've never found him to be that interesting of an actor. So, yeah, I don't think he's the right choice for Bond, in my opinion.
I mean, he has the look, right?
Sure.
He looks like a 40s movie star.
Right.
I can see him being in the Naval Academy or wherever they're going to start Bond out.
Yeah.
But yeah, in general, he's just a little boring.
Yeah. Geeky Lawyer 84 says, I love you both more than you'll ever know. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Oh,
yeah. You know what? Thanks to everybody who had us in their Spotify Wrapped. I got some notifications. We made the top 5 below John Campy and Christian Harloff, which is fine. I forgive you guys. I'm just glad you're watching. And those guys are OG legends.
True.
Yeah, true. It warmed my cold black heart. So
yeah, we appreciate it for sure, Jeff. You're right about that. Chris says, sorry. I read that Judd Apatow, Glenn Powell movie films in March of 2026 in Atlanta after Chad Powers wraps in Atlanta. Jeff, have you heard who will be cast in that one alongside Glenn Powell?
No, but I imagine that there'd be some heavy hitters from the country music world.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if there were some cameos, maybe a Zach Bryan or something. I don't know. But yeah, Chad Powers season 2 finally officially renewed. I've been saying since August, or since basically September, I think.
Yeah.
That Chad Powers would be back, because you don't get Glenn Powell in your show, have him create a series and a character, and then cancel it on a cliffhanger. Like what? Glad we got that official confirmation, though. Thanks.
Let's see. CC Black says Chris Gore said we're getting 3 connecting Doomsday trailers. Rocha, are you doing a trailer reaction on 12/11? I guess a year from now, or sorry, a week from now. Yeah, I guess if they're doing them, if they're dropping all the trailers, why not? Might even get the Geek Buddies to do it. So we'll see.
Could always call your pal the Sneider.
Hey, I do a reaction with Jeff if you're ever up for it. A trailer reaction for sure.
I guess that's a Wednesday. What have you seen Avatar yet?
I did. I saw it last night.
Oh, that's right. Did you like it? Oh, you're not allowed to say, or what?
Well, I'm not allowed to give a full review, but I'm allowed to give a social media reaction. So here's my social media reaction. Everything that everyone said about the visuals, the groundbreaking visuals, utterly true. It is a stunning film to look at visually. However, the storyline is so cliche and boring. There's been nothing advanced from the first film, and it's repetitive in terms of the things that are happening in the movie. And for me, the film is only good in the last 30 to 45 minutes with the big action set piece. But even that feels repetitive to what we got in Avatar 2. So I find it to be uninspired. It feels like James is running on fumes right now, and he's using the visuals to distract you from the fact that his dialogue is creaky and old and eye-rolling, and the storyline is kind of boring. So there you go. That's what I would say. It's a social media reaction.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah. I haven't seen it. I am not going to be invited to see it because it's a Disney movie.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll catch it opening weekend.
I think it comes out in 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks. So, yeah. Hamnet's out this weekend. So is Marty Supreme, I think.
I'd be surprised if Marty Supreme was out.
Oh, man, maybe you're right. All right. I thought Hamnet.
It's Freddy's. 5 Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, that's not tracking to do well for a sequel either, Jeff. Are you surprised by that? Because I'm not.
I am surprised. I mean, I thought that movie was going to be a huge hit for Blumhouse. I think it looks better than the first movie, which was borderline unwatchable. Plus, this one, the last one was in theaters day and date, and this one's just theaters. So I thought this one would do pretty well. I'm a little surprised by what you're telling me.
No, yeah, it's not tracking well at all. I think that first one was just a lark. Eric Kirby, 5310 says,
"Missed Housemaid yet, John?
Have I what?
You seen The Housemaid?"
No.
That's a very bizarre smile on your face.
I think I skipped out on the screening.
You're skipping screenings? I'm not even getting invites to screenings, and I got no beef with Lionsgate.
Yeah, Housemaid was last night. It was my choice, Avatar or Housemaid last night. I went with Avatar. But there's another one on Tuesday, so maybe I'll go on Tuesday. I'm not looking forward to it.
All right, what was that question that came
Mr. Rocha, I messed up over Thanksgiving weekend. I bought a PS5 with Spider-Man 2 and Ghost of Yote. I just lost 40 pounds. Now I'm gaining them back over Christmas holidays. I blame you, sir. Hey, man, I get it. That's why I play at night when I'm not tempted to eat. I can just play the game for a few hours after Lady Outlaw goes to bed. I just drink water and eat grapes. So it's healthy stuff. So, yeah. But yeah, Spider-Man 2 Ghost Yote. Great stuff. Great stuff. All right, Jeff, I think that's everything. Anything else you want to talk about or go into, or as we got like 5 minutes left in the show?
I'm talked out. I gotta get over to the other gig, guys. Follow me on the Insnider on Twitter. Subscribe to the newsletter, guys. I told you there was a little bit of a slow period, but now we got these big movies casting up. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming in the next few months, plus all the award stuff that no one talks about these people like I do. Or these movies. So subscribe to the newsletter. Watch the Hot Mic, guys. Merch is coming.
Look at that. We're making an announcement soon.
Hot Mic, Insider, hoodies. You can get the whole fucking works. Put whatever patch you want on there. And then FYC tomorrow morning, new episode on Perry's channel.
What are you guys talking about on that? Which category?
I have no fucking idea. Ask. I think I think we're doing screenwriting categories.
Oh, okay. There you go. All right, good stuff. As for me, at the Rocha Says on all social media, please remember subscribe to the channel down below. Hit that bell button. Leave your comments on all the stuff. And don't forget, we are a podcast. I would love, my wish for 2026 is that the podcast gets to get more subscribers so that we can make some money off that podcast. We'd appreciate you all subscribing. Thousands of you listen or watch us here. You can listen to us as well on the podcast. All right, that's everything. Take care of yourselves. Be well. We'll talk to you next time with another brand new episode here of the Hot Mic. Peace.